Good afternoon, everyone. It's my pleasure to welcome you to this TeamLease Industry Dialogue, wherein we'll have an opportunity to exchange ideas, insights, and experiences related to our sector. This dialogue is a great opportunity for us to come together, share our knowledge, and collaborate to find innovative solutions to the challenges that we face today. So today, as a part of this today, it's my pleasure to have Charanpreet Kaur, who is the AVP Talent Acquisition and Business Partner from Midland Credit Management, an Encore Capital Group company based out of USA. To talk about Midland. Midland is a credit management and it's an American debt buyer and debt collection company headquartered in San Diego, California, and has offices throughout US and also in Costa Rica as well as in India. It's a wholly owned subsidiary of Encore Capital, as I said earlier. It's one of the largest debt collectors in the United States as on date. So let's talk about the industry in India. Talking about the fintech industry, India is amongst the fastest growing fintech market in the world. Currently, there are around 2,000 plus DPIIT-recognized Financial Technology startups in India, with the number growing fast than previous years. Right, the Indian fintech industry market size as of now is $50 billion in 2021, and is estimated to be around $150 billion by 2025. That in 4 years of time, and almost 200% growth is what is expected in the market in fintech in India. At present, it is estimated that the Indian fintech represent about $100 billion of enterprise value compared to an overall enterprise value of financial services, which is $1.4 trillion in 2021. The Indian fintech sector is poised to capture nearly $350 billion in EV by FY26, contributing more than 15% of financial services EV in India. Right, with a rate of 87%, India is far ahead of the global average of 64% in the fintech adoption race. By 2030, it is anticipated that the promising Indian fintech market will generate roughly around $200 billion in revenue and $1 trillion in asset under management. This is as per the study conducted by EY. Having said this, we are excited to host today's event that will touch upon the pressing topic on hiring trends in the fintech industry. So, hi Charanpreet, just going on to the first question. As a player in the financial service industry, what are the employment trends you have seen in the last 5 years?
Sure. Thank you for, first of all, having me for this conversation, Maha and TeamLease. I think the trends we've seen on the financial organization, specifically in debt collections and the financial recoveries side, is more about the regulations continue to getting more stringent about how we collect and what happens specifically in the US with state laws tightening up with CFPB, which is leading to a lot of changes in how many times we can call, or specifically for call centers, that is. So, which is also kind of nudging us to test more models. Like currently what we're doing is we're also looking at leveraging a lot of gig workers or contractual workers. This is where TeamLease has been partnering with us beautifully to onboard over 395 contractors within the first quarter in 2023. So kudos to TeamLease for supporting that.
The second question is that how important is diversity and inclusion in the finance service industry, that you're in hiring practice, I would say, and what are the steps companies are taking to promote greater diversity and inclusivity in their workforce?
So at Midland Credit Management and at Encore, our mission, vision, and values outline our commitment to diversity, inclusion, and equity very clearly. One of our values is inclusion, and keeping honest to that value, we do have ERGs which are dedicated to specific work groups, and the relevance of diversity, inclusion, and equity. I think we are continuing our efforts to ensure that we are as diverse as what we see outside in the world. So, we are a replica of what we see outside, and it is not an not a exclusive group of people who are just delivering something. This is more inclusive, and we understand the customer emotion and where the customer can link us better with. Therefore, we want to have and we ensure that our talent pools are as diverse, inclusive of people with special abilities, women on breaks, or people with career breaks, LGBTQI, or women, because India is one of those countries where women still, continue to deplete as we go up in the leadership ladder. So we do see that there are conscious efforts we make, not necessarily just on the hiring side, but across all functions or the life cycle of an employee, to ensure we are inclusive on diverse thoughts, perspectives. Therefore, we are able to serve the customers with different thoughts and perspectives better.
Oh, that's great. Okay, so you are highly focusing on diversity. That's what you're mentioning, right? That's in line with what do you feel like? Probably this may be an additional point that I would like to know. So, what do you feel that other organization like Midland is doing in the market for this?
There is a lot of work that is happening across the entire industry as a whole, and we all are learning, and not necessarily just in India, but globally there is a lot of awareness and excitement about making sure that we are more inclusive. Like for US, there at times it could be ethnicity or race. The globe right now is a melting pot, and I think people are trying to understand each other better and benefit from it. I mean, it is creating an inclusive environment for everyone and making sure that everyone is able to thrive. Some of the industry leaders and other companies, what they're doing a lot better at times, we do feel is things for women, where they may be able to offer flexi time to nursing mothers or new mothers and other I'd say conditions throughout the women's life cycle. Parallelly, also there are other I'd say best practices that we're picking up from the industry also on the LGBTQI. If there is somebody who's gone into transformation, the insurance policy is inclusive. Are we able to support same-sex partners and things like that, which to an organization does not matter as much, because the resource is much more valuable versus their personal choices. So if we can respect their personal choices and how we are able to include everyone more is the idea. I mean, we've just recently shifted into this fabulous facility, and this facility is more inclusive for all people with disabilities, with locomotive disabilities. We're very proud and happy of what we've been able to achieve, and that is giving us motivation to keep going further.
So the next point is that how do you ensure your staffing solutions align with the evolving needs of different industries and stay relevant in the constantly changing job market?
Right. I think we continue to watch out for the trends in the market, and while the leadership in the organization continues to look at where all we can diversify, we parallelly continue to look at where can we find the best talent pool. For example, let's say, on the niche skills, analytics, in IT, there are ways to engage different talent pools. So your strategy bases the business need changes. If you were to look at, let's say, internship models that we are presenting within the organization for development and advancement for the internal employees, I think that's one of our marquee programs. Parallelly, we continue to engage with the likes of TeamLease to continue to dig into source better wherever we able to see if we can hire through TeamLease or have them on TeamLease payroll, because I think TeamLease's staffing solutions has worked for us brilliantly.
So the next question is that, today we talk about technology. You see, technology is everywhere, right? To take any field, everywhere is technology. When we talk to customers, they ask what technology we implement, whether it's a general staffing, technical staffing, technology is everywhere. So my next question is related to that. How has technology impacted the hiring process in the financial service industry, and what role does automation play in recruitment and hiring in your industry?
I think specifically during COVID and pandemic years, moving everything online has accelerated the digitization everywhere, and hiring was not untouched. So automation within hiring has ensured that the bandwidth of a recruiter is utilized much more efficiently. There is scheduling, screening, scheduling, and also the final offer automation. So all of the processes which were manual in the past, yesteryears before pandemic, most of them and most of the organizations are moving and looking forward to saving the bandwidth and trying to also give the best experience to an employee or a candidate, especially on the on the journey during the time. So I do see there is a lot of work continuously happening, and we've yet to see the fruit of automation across all functions, specifically hiring.